changed because of what Trump has done. And the American people, including independents and some Republicans, know how bad he is, know how much he's misrepresented, know how he's getting close to getting us in a war. I said, as the walls close in on this man, I'm worried he's going to get us to war in Iran. Unfortunately, I may have been right. The fact of the matter is there's a lot at stake in this election.
Breaking news tonight, IDF spokesperson Daniel Hagari said Iran has launched dozens of drones toward Israel, but it could take hours for them to reach Israel. Israel is closing down its airspace after midnight local time. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel's defense systems are deployed.
Very tense situation as tensions become even higher between Israel and Iran. Iranian naval forces seized a ship near the Strait of Hormuz on Saturday, diverting that vessel to Iranian territory.
Iran tonight launched a swarm of drones at Israel as air defenses lit up the sky and exploded over Jerusalem.
For the last several minutes, we've seen these flares streaking all across the skies over Jerusalem. And now, for the first time, we're hearing the air raid sirens.
It's a developing attack that is unfolding in slow motion. The drones take several hours to travel roughly 700 miles from Iran to Israel, giving the Israeli military and its allies time to divert, jam, or shoot them down.
We are closely monitoring Iranian killer drones that are en route to Israel sent by Iran. This is a severe and dangerous escalation. Our defensive and offensive capabilities are at the highest level of readiness ahead of this large-scale attack from Iran.
Iran says the attack is revenge for an airstrike on Iran's embassy compound in Damascus nearly 2 weeks ago that killed 7 members of Iran's Revolutionary Guard, including 2 top commanders. Although Israel has not acknowledged involvement, it is widely believed responsible. Iran's supreme leader said he considered the attack on the embassy compound to be an attack on Iranian soil. To stop the drones and clear a path around them, Israel tonight closed its airspace, canceled flights for the next 2 days, and disabled some GPS location services. Israel is also canceling schools and all gatherings of more than 1,000 people through Monday. Hours before the launch was detected, President Biden today cut short a vacation weekend in Delaware, returning to the White House to consult with his national security team. Yesterday, the president said an Iranian attack could come quickly.
My expectation sooner than later.
President, what is your message to Iran in this moment?
Don't.
But Iran isn't listening. Earlier today, Iranian forces abseiled down, boarded, and captured an Israeli-linked cargo ship in the Strait of Hormuz.
And Richard, there are reports that some of these drones have already been shot down.
So the Israeli Air Force has already deployed. Its goal is to shoot down drones before they enter Israeli airspace. But Israel is not working alone. The Israeli media report that British and American aircraft have already begun shooting down some of the drones over Iraq and Syria.
Good evening, friends. Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. We have multiple breaking stories coming across the globe this evening. First off, Hezbollah launching multiple rockets into northern Israel. There have been reports that they're basically trying to overwhelm the Iron Dome. I know through Middle Eastern intelligence that I've had before, they have said that this is one thing that Hezbollah would try to do, is to overwhelm the system with such a large barrage of rockets that they would not be able to keep up with it. Now, granted, Hezbollah does have more sophisticated rockets than what Hamas does firing into Israel, and hence one reason why it may have more success on hitting its targets inside of Israel there. The situation, though, I believe has a lot to do with as it's been stated to me before, Iran would never strike Israel unless it knows that they're about to be attacked and they have no way out of it. And that's what it's looking like more and more to me. If Iran does indeed strike Israel, it will not really be because of the retaliation for the general that was killed over in Syria, in the city of Damascus, at the compound next to the Iranian embassy. But rather it will be because the Iranian government, who is a very totalitarian government that oppresses its own people, would come under a definitely knowing that they're about to be attacked by the United States and by Israel both. By Israel both there. But there is so much that is happening right now in the Middle East, and this, like I said, this is only just part of it. I want to share some more footages here with you. I'm going to drop some of these screens off as I go because there's just so much information that I've run across already here, and I'm trying to find the right ones. This video here from Misunderstood coming out a little bit earlier there. Let me see if I can blow the screen up for you there. This here, let's see. There again, just another video footage there from a different angle, and the Iron Dome engaging those, and the David Sling, whichever one is being used there, engaging those missiles coming in from Hezbollah, out of Lebanon. Early on, there were a lot of people that didn't know for sure where they were being fired from, but it is believed that it is from, of course, we found out a little bit later that it is from Hezbollah there. Some of these other articles there we'll go into a little bit later. This was Joe Biden and his response to the situation that Israel is in now. Let's take a listen in.
And do you think an attack on Israel is from Iran, Mr. President?
Questions being asked, what is he going to do about the attack on Israel?
Mr. President, to Iran in this moment.
Don't.
Are American personnel and assets at risk, Mr. President? Mr. President, are American troops at risk as well?
We are devoted to the defense of Israel. We will support Israel. We will help defend Israel, and Iran will not succeed. Thank you very much.
That's his statement there. They're devoted. They will support Israel, and Iran will not succeed. Now, I want to show you something here because I find his statement very interesting, especially in light of. We'll go to Donald Trump's statement here in just a moment there, but in here again, this one here, this is from. This is where, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this rabbi here, well, I forget exactly who he actually is there, but here we have Robert Kennedy with a prominent rabbi there, no doubt in New York, and listen to what is stated here.
I want to thank our dear friend Bobby Kennedy, phenomenal friend of Israel and the Jewish community, for joining us to celebrate the Israel Parade on Israel's 75th birthday. Bobby, this crowd loves you.
God bless Israel. I'm going to be a champion for Israel as president, and God bless you.
And you see how much they have, the love they've shown you, your family's legacy, your family's contribution to America, and the friendship between Israel and the United States. And God bless you, Bobby. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bobby.
You know, the sad thing is just how many presidents are owned by this particular group here. So
the church in America is going to suffer so terribly. And we laugh now, but they will come after us. They will come after our children. They will close the net around us while we are playing soccer mom and soccer dad, while we are arguing over so many little things and mesmerized by so many trinkets. The net even now is closing around you and your children and your grandchildren, and it does not cause you to fear. You will be isolated from society, as has already happened. Anyone who tries to run for office who actually believes the Bible will be considered a lunatic until finally we are silenced. We will be called things that we're not and persecuted not for being followers of Christ, but for being radical fundamentalists who do not know the true way of Christ, which of course is love and tolerance. You'll go down as the greatest bigots and haters of mankind in history. They've already come after your children, and for most of you, they got them. They got them through the public schools and indoctrination, and the university and indoctrination, and then you wonder why your children come out not serving the Lord. It's because you fed them right into the devil's mouth. So little by little, the net is closing around, and then it's not little by little. Look how fast things are going downhill just in a matter of weeks. Matter of weeks. But at the same time, know this. Persecution is always meant for evil, but God always means it for good. And is it not better to suffer in this life, to have an extra weight of glory in heaven? You must settle this in your mind. This is the one thing I want to say over and over. Do not believe. Down through history, you have a wrong idea of martyrdom and persecution. You think that these men were persecuted and martyred for their sincere faith in Jesus Christ. That was the real reason, but no one heard that publicly. They were martyred, and they were persecuted as enemies of the state, as child molesters, as bigots, as narrow-minded, stupid people who had fallen for a ruse and can contribute nothing to society. Your suffering will not be noble. So your mind must be filled with the Word of God when all people persecute you and turn on you. And if the Spirit of God in common grace pulls back and you see even your children and your grandchildren tossing in the lot that you should die. This is no game. You want revival and awakening, but know this. For the most part, great awakenings have come only preceding great national catastrophes or the persecution of the church. I believe God is bringing a great awakening, but I believe that He is raising up young men who are strong in trust in the providence of God to be able to wade through the hell that's going to break loose on us. And it will be on us before we even recognize it. Unless in God's providence, He is not done. He is not done. Now note, this is not silly talk. Apart from a great awakening, these things are going to come upon you. Be ready to lose your homes, your cars, and everything.